Hey YouTube, Turtleags here, bringing you another AFK journey video. About 45 minutes ago, AFKJ, the devs anyways, they released new notes for tomorrow's update, July 3rd, which I anticipate Talene will be released tomorrow. And we do have Talene's full kit reviewed in these notes. I actually haven't read them yet. For those of you guys in chat, you can say hi to YouTube, your future self, your mom, whoever you like. All right, let's get right into it. So, Talene Resurging Flame. Oh, and by the way, guys, what we'll do is we'll read through this and I'll kind of comment on Talene's kit along the way. And at the very end, I'll give you my take as to whether I think that Talene is a must pull for tomorrow. All right, so Talene Resurging Flame. Among countless mystical legends, there exists one that revolves around a noble and elegant obsidian finch that can resurrect from the dead. Today, let us explore the world of Talene, a powerful mage from the celestial faction. Ooh, he said mage. Okay, but probably still a support, who not only commands the power of Solaris, but also dominates the battlefield like a radiant flame with her indomitable spirit. I wonder if they're actually going to make her a mage and not a support. Let's keep reading. So Talene derives her power from her divine fire, which burns as intensely as the sun and is capable of incinerating and purifying all evil and corruption. Okay, so that's a hint that she might be a support. Legend has it that during the First Divine War, Talene was elevated by Dura, and Dura is the goddess of this universe, to become a celestial when she was on the brink of death, gaining the ability to resurrect herself and become a loyal ally to Dura. So beautiful, guys. I love the contrast between the red and the blue. It's very beautiful. Talene's divine fire is not just a formidable weapon, but also her means of protecting those she holds dear. Whenever her flames ignite, they emit a dazzling light that dispels darkness and reduces all evil to ashes. Yet Talene's flames feel as warm as spring for those with a kind soul, bringing them hope and peace. Occasionally, Talene will gift her feathers to those she values, and these feathers will transform into flames and shield them from harm. Okay, so that's another hint. You know, she protects allies. Wow, she looks so cool. And that's her fighting the corruption. This was from the trailer. And this is her reviving after she has died. Sunlight and Song. Given Talene's preference for dry and hot environments, she often visits lava pools at volcanic craters as if they were hot springs. She regularly flies over volcanoes and patrols the nearby forests and villages to safeguard the lands under her care. When her wings are spread, they resemble burning flames, forming an exceptional sight. This is gorgeous. It is said that prolonged absence from sunlight can affect her mood and even cause the color of her feathers to fade. Okay. Hey swordsman, good to see you. You're on YouTube right now. We're going over Talene's kit. These dev notes were released within the past 45 minutes. Wow, she looks amazing. During her leisure time, Talene enjoys singing and dancing alone. Her beautiful voice, which resonates through cliffs, is capable of soothing one's soul and even calming the fiercest storms. Birds flock to her from all around whenever she sings, circling overhead and harmonizing with her melody. This dreamlike and captivating scene has left many enthralled. Wow. Beautiful. Talene Skills. Okay, to the juicy stuff. Talene is not only an embodiment of elegance, but also a fearsome presence on the battlefield. Thanks to her skills, she is unstoppable in battle. Okay, so Divine Conflagration. Talene flies to the center of the battlefield, that's this right here, shooting wide-range flames at the enemy side of the battlefield. Okay, so she can deal damage. This skill continuously consumes her HP, but the damage dealt will increase over time. Oh, okay. I don't know if they're going to put a hard cap on this, but I was mentioning yesterday that it would be really cool if we had some sort of star shard spell like effect. And yeah, this might be it. And damage increasing over time. This could be very good if, you're stuck on an AFK stage where, the enemies are tanking your hits and you're waiting for the blue fog from Smokey to come out. Maybe if you paired Smokey with Talene, it would make it so that you just need to survive towards the end and then you end up doing massive amounts of damage. I can see this comboing very well with Smokey. And here's Talene. Wow, she looks really cool. And then here we have Leica, Cecia. Ooh, I like the way she looks over here. Looks really cool. And this is her ultimate. Okay. And then there's Brutus Entendre. Okay. Radiant Resurgence. Ooh, I like the animations here. So, whenever Talene loses a certain amount of HP, she will release a warm current to heal her allies. Okay, so this is one of her skills. So she's a support, potentially. On the other hand, she will unleash a torrent that deals damage to enemies whenever she restores a certain amount of HP. Okay, so she's a healer. She's probably a magic support. When this skill is cast actively, Talene will consume a certain percentage of her max HP to summon Divine Fire and deal damage to all enemies within an area. Okay, so she already has 2 ways to deal damage to the enemies while at the same time healing herself, but she also does damage to herself, kind of like Viperion. So, but thankfully supports, they tend to have a high amount of HP, so hopefully that doesn't really impact her survivability that much. In her AFK arena kit, she had a way to mitigate damage, so maybe that's part of her kit too. We'll see. Okay, so this is 2 phases of Radiant Resurgence. So this is the one where she releases a warm current to heal her allies, so all her allies being healed. Doesn't look like they're being healed that much though. Like you see that, or maybe that's the shielding. We'll see. Okay, and then this is damage done, right? To summon Divine Fire and deal damage to all enemies within an area. So I wonder if this is the radius of the damage. If it is, it's pretty small, but hey, she's a support that does damage, which is pretty cool. Hey Rasta, good to see you. We're going over her kit. We've gone over her ultimate. We've gone over her one of her skills. Okay, here's her other skill. Blazing Ascension. This skill enables Talene to transform into a ball of flame upon defeat and resurrect after some time to rejoin the battle. Turtle, is she hypogene or nah? No, in the first paragraph, they confirm she's a celestial. So she is a celestial. As long as there are allies on the battlefield, she can resurrect unlimited times, each time bringing about an explosion that deals damage to nearby enemies and knocks them back. This is insane, guys. Okay, let me reread that. This skill, Blazing Ascension, enables Talene to transform into a ball of flame upon defeat and resurrect after some time to rejoin the battle. So this activates when she dies, and she's in the process of resurrecting. As long as there are allies on the battlefield, she can resurrect unlimited times, each time bringing about an explosion that deals damage to all nearby enemies and knocks them back. So this is huge because this could potentially make it so, she's basically doing what Damien does, where she reappears back on the battlefield and she does a little bit of damage each time, and it confirms here she resurrects unlimited times, which is great because it's nice to have a healer who, sometimes a battle will end if, say, like a Smokey dies or like a Haywind dies, when you're AFK's deficit pushing, or say like you're fighting in Supreme Arena, they take out your healer, and generally you wipe unless you have a Damien or you quickly defeat the enemy. But in this case, it looks like, Talene's able to sustain herself until the end of battle and provide value every time she comes back to the battlefield, which is great. Okay, here's her hero focus, Pyre of Renewal. No, this is her Supreme Plus ability. At the start of battle, actually, let me just confirm that's the Supreme Plus anim icon. I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, this is her Supreme Plus ability. At the start of battle, Talene grants Pyre of Renewal to an ally, dealing damage over time to their nearby enemies. This skill's damage increases as it is enhanced during the battle. When it is enhanced to a certain level, the carrier will gain Talene's resurrection ability, transforming into a ball of flame upon defeat and then resurrecting after some time. Please note that this effect can only be triggered once in each battle. Wow, okay. So I wonder if this has to do with positioning. It probably does, kind of like with Cassidy, right? Where with the initial positioning, she blesses an ally of your choice based on the positioning, making it so that after a certain amount of time, that ally could revive. Wow, this is really powerful. She heals, she revives unlimited amount of times. She has 2 to 3 different forms of AoE damage, and she also helps or allows one ally to revive once. So I think she pretty much replaces Niru. I mean, Niru has the niche where he can have multiple units revive once if he lasts long enough. But the value that Talene herself brings to the battlefield is enough to where probably she's a hard replacement to Niru. She's an additional support. As you can see here, she can combo well with Smokey. I can totally see her as being another AFK stage pushing unit. Now, if her AoE damage can deal true damage at some point, which it hasn't mentioned here, then that'll make her even more broken. Can Scarlita knock her out of the battlefield? I think. Oh, actually, that's a good point. I think Scarlita can probably eat her off the battlefield because if it's anything like Magic the Gathering, where there's a difference between, sending an enemy to the graveyard or sending the enemy to like, I forget what it's called. There's another zone where they're like banished from the field. I think Scarlita's execution, I think the execution mechanic sends them to another realm, not to the battlefield. So I think Scarlita would yeet Talene off the battlefield, which would make Odie, Diano, Scarlita, those 3 units that can execute even more powerful. Exile, yeah. Thank you, Whistle. Yeah, so I think Swordsman, I do think Scarlita will knock her out of the battlefield. So Scarlita will become even more important, I imagine, especially in a PvP scenario. So that'll be interesting because it's very clear at this point she is going to be a very powerful support. Now, what I'm a little concerned about is if they will, with everything that her kit brings, will they make her heals very, very little? That's what I'm concerned about. Because if she cannot keep your allies topped off from burst damage from enemies, then that could be an issue. But something tells me that she's going to heal your allies quite well. Yeah, but we'll see. This is really interesting. Yes, if you don't Mythic Plus her, I think she won't be that good. She can be one-shot by Odie, yeah. Yeah, so Odie and Scarlita will still be very relevant. Ending remarks. Talene, a powerful celestial with a selfless spirit, bravely confronts the dangers on the battlefield to protect the things she loves. Her existence is akin to luminous counterforce against darkness and evil, and her tale captures the essence of hope and courage like her blazing wings. Let's all look forward to her imminent arrival. Yeah, guys, she's being released tomorrow, and we're going to get dev notes later today in game that will explain the updates that we will get tomorrow. I'm 99.9% sure Talene will be released tomorrow, along with Honor Duels updates. I know because tonight and tomorrow I will be filming the final version of my script, and also putting together the video that will talk about the new Honor Duels updates. So very cool, very cool. You can give your Odie a revival. Yes, you can. We need promo codes back. Hopefully I'll get a promo code. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe my promo code will be released when that video drops. I have Supreme plus Odie. She has no chance if she doesn't have enough damage. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes. I hope she can be useful in Arden Aaron teams, maybe changing Damien for her. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I think she'll be even better than Damien because, Damien, he has the niche where he can increase the haste of your allies because his chariot inspires if you have his EX weapon high enough, like EX weapon level 10. Now, even though this goes into great detail about all parts of her kit, it doesn't talk about the damage multipliers. It doesn't talk about her healing multipliers, and it doesn't specify if the damage that she deals could potentially deal true damage. So far, 2 out of 5 of the Celestials / Hypogenes are able to do true damage. Scarlita can do true damage, and Diana can do true damage. Somehow I get the feeling that she won't do true damage, but if she does, guys, she's gonna be a boon for people who are AFK stage pushing because, up until now, we've only been able to use Smokey. It would be amazing if she could do true damage, but yeah, probably not. But I can see if she's able... Oh, and by the way, guys, there's the part where this skill continuously consumes her HP, but the damage dealt will increase over time. I don't know if this increased damage will be capped. And by the way, so I assume that every time she does her ultimate, the damage will increase more and more. So she could be a stall breaker. She could break apart stall comps, which will be a breath of fresh air because a lot of arena formations now run Aaron and double healer Haywin and Damien in the regular arena. So I think that Talene could potentially be a stall breaker, which I very much welcome for not only AFK stage pushing but also arena. I think, that it's nice to have support units who are capable of doing that. Hey Ghoul, good to see you, good to see you. Yeah, you're on YouTube right now. So what do I think of the support overall? Will I be pulling for her? I most definitely will be pulling for her. She seems like a very powerful support who is able to do damage. She can revive infinite number of times, or at least until the end of battle, infinite number of times. You can, at the start of battle, place her next to the ally that you want to bless. That way that ally can resurrect once. That's like pretty much Niru plus a support plus a damage dealer right off the bat. So, that's amazing. Thank you so much for the follows, Trades. Appreciate you. Yeah, she looks OP as hell. Yeah. So, this will be ripped for people who don't have the stellar crystals to pull for her. Now, will she replace Rainier? Will she replace Scarlita? I think that depending on her damage output, if she is basically the best support in all Dream Realm bosses, I think that she might be a contender to compete with Scarlita and maybe even Rainier for the must-pull Celestial for people who are looking for the next Celestial or Hypogene to build. Even if she doesn't do true damage, the fact that she can increase her damage dealt by her ultimate over time, she could be a support that provides supplemental damage to your team, and that will always be relevant. Now here also, it didn't talk about her season skill, but if her season skill is something like Scarlita's or Saturana's, where actually if she had a support like Saturana's where she increases the magic damage dealt or magic damage taken by enemies, that could be really insane. Yeah, we might run them both. Yeah, if they release another hype, rate up hero this month in Talene, they are going to be at least in top 10 in gacha revenue for this month and make their highest earning. Yeah. I mean, this is the beloved. I mean, I don't think we've had any other rate up character who has had this many different, images of her. I mean, they clearly put a lot of effort into the trailer and they made her very epic. I mean, she's a support, but she's a warrior too. So, this is awesome because for AFK stage pushing, a lot of times what happens is that when a party member wipes, particularly Smokey, you could have her bless Smokey and Smokey would revive. Now, what I'm curious about is when AFK stage pushing, if you have Talene and Smokey together and Talene puts the resurrection blessing on Smokey, when Smokey revives, can he do the third aura again? The blue fog again? My guess would be no, because it explicitly states in Smokey's kit that it's the third aura that turns blue. And I don't know if that is when he resurrects that counter is reset. I don't think anyone has tested Smokey out with Niru, because Niru also has a resurrection effect, although I think Niru is a little bit different because Niru, there's some clause that mentions that Niru's resurrection turns them into like a spirit or something. It's not, I don't know. Yeah, imagine if we get a support S rank Greatborn hero for next raid up. Yeah, that would be really cool. I think if they follow Talene up with a Greatborn healer, I think people are going to be really excited again. Also, I wonder if when she resurrects that Florbell will shield her. My guess would be no, because, well, maybe she's technically resummoning herself, but I don't know if there's a distinction between that and revival. But anyways, and in terms of meta teams, I think she could go very well with Aaron teams, like you said, because not only does she revive like Damien, and probably is bulkier than Damien, because Damien's chariot actually dies really easily, but she also provides the revival mechanic, does a lot more damage, increased damage over time. I also wonder if she and the blessed hero are their only heroes in the battlefield. Both are reviving at the same time, when they die or revive. My thinking is that they would revive. Yeah, Roxarter, because it's a blessing. So even if Talene's off the battlefield as she is in the process of reviving, then I think the blessing should hold on the ally. That would make sense. Because I think when Cassidy dies, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but when Cassidy dies, I believe the support... Actually, I've never tested it out. Does the support still get the blessing of tidal strength? I actually never really paid attention. Those are good questions. We'll definitely do a lot of play testing when she comes out. Now, if I can see her doing well in a Florbell Zoo comp, because what would happen is Burial can already revive himself, but you could have Talene put the revival blessing on Florbell. Because imagine if Florbell could revive, right? That would be really OP, because then not only would Florbell revive, but then, Florbell will bring back, her summons again. That could be really cool. And if Florbell is able to shield Talene when she comes back, that would be amazing. So, and I think she's going to be a universal support for AFK stage pushing. I anticipate she will likely replace Rowan when... Yeah, you'll probably want to combo Smokey with Rowan with Haywin, or I'm sorry, Smokey with Talene with Haywin running the Cascade spell, and then Fresto and Aaron. I anticipate this might be the new AFK stage pushing team, given that sometimes what happens is, and this happens a lot nowadays for me personally, is that Aaron will die, and then maybe Smokey gets the blue aura, the blue smog off, but we don't have enough damage to pick off the enemies, particularly Shakirs and Satvranas that have gone low in HP, or say like an opposing Granny go low on HP. Sometimes you need that little extra oomph, that extra AoE damage in order to defeat the enemies, and I think Talene could be that. Also, Talene reviving and then dealing AoE damage within a set radius could also really help with the damage output. So, anyway, so many possibilities with her. I think that she'll be a universal unit. So, anyways, enough of my ramble. Please let me know in the comment section below. Will you be summoning for Talene? And do you think she'll be a must pull Celestial or Hypogene? My feeling is that she will be a must pull. She will be. I don't know if she'll replace Rainier, but with all these powerful season skills, it's entirely possible that Rainier could be replaced in an endgame Dream Realm team. I mean, it has already started to happen. With people playtesting Lucius, playtesting Thorin, with their season skills. Anyways, I will catch you in the next video.